After 8 years of helping businesses generate over $32 million in sales, I keep seeing the same fatal mistake. Everyone is obsessing over hook formulas, emotional stories, fancy editing, but your video sales letter is actually doing the opposite of what you think it's doing. It's attracting people who will never buy from you, while pushing away the prospects who would gladly pay your premium prices. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why most video sales are accidentally optimized for the wrong audience and the simple shift that changes everything. Because here's the real kicker. The biggest VSL problem for premium offers is simple misalignment. Unclear promise, no buyer criteria, no commitment stack, and no investment math. Fix those 4 things and your qualified sharp rates and close rates rise. Most coaches think their VSL problem is either it's not engaging enough or it's not emotional enough. But if you're selling a premium offer, that's almost never the real issue. Your problem isn't that your VSL is too boring or too entertaining. Your problem is that it's misaligned with the buyers you actually want. Here's what misalignment looks like in a premium file. The promise is vague, generic, or sounds like everyone else. There's no clear buyer criteria, so anyone thinks it's all that. There's no commitment stack, so people can engage passively with zero skin in the game. There's no investment math, so serious buyers can't justify saying yes, even if they like you. So what happens? You get decent views, decent watch time, applications coming in, but your qualified show-up rates and close rates don't match the effort or your ad spend. You're just not attracting people whose expectations, readiness, and budget are out of sync with your offer. That's what I mean by misalignment. It's not about how loud your VSL is, it's about how precisely aligned it is with a very specific buyer. Their status, their current stage, their urgency, their decision-making process, their financial reality. You need a VSL that does 3 simple things very well. Makes a clear, specific promise, calls in and calls out the right buyer, and walks them through a logical, data-backed reason to invest. Qualified show-ups go up, close rates go up, and yes, sometimes views go down. And that's completely fine, because views don't pay you, alignment does. Let's zoom in on one place where misalignment really shows itself: qualified show-up rate. Most coaches look at application count, book calls, and cost per lead. Those metrics can all look healthy, while your calendar is full of people who aren't ready, aren't qualified, and aren't even clear on what they booked a call. That's not a marketing problem. That's a VSL misalignment problem. Here's why. If your promise is unclear, if you never spell out who this is for and not for, if there's no commitment stack, if you never walk them through investment math, then you're essentially saying anyone can book up, show up if you feel like it, and decide based on vibes. That's how you end up with no-shows, people who need to think about it, people who love your content but can't or won't invest at your level. Now, contrast that with an aligned VSL. An aligned VSL is built around commitment stacking. Every part of the video requires a small, intentional investment from the viewer. They have to mentally qualify themselves as the right buyer. They have to step through your way of thinking. They have to confront the cost of doing nothing. Not fake friction, not hoops for the sake of ego, real, meaningful micro commitments that only serious prospects are willing to make. Your VSL should challenge how they currently think about the problem. Ask them to self-assess whether they're actually ready to solve it, and prepare them to talk about numbers, not just feelings on the call. When that happens, something shifts. By the time they apply and book a call, they know your promise. They understand your criteria. They've already wrestled with the investment math. That's why qualified show-up rate is the metric that tells the truth. If it's low, you don't have a traffic problem, you have a misalignment problem. If it's high, your offer is solid, revenue follows. We did this for one of our clients, and their book call costs went up and their call volume went down. Understandably, they started freaking out. But then qualified show-up rates shot up to over 90%, sales increased by 23%, and because of that, they've now increased their prices. Same ad spend, less calls, more revenue from their ideal clients. Now, if you're listening and you're realizing we have traffic, we have a VSL, we even have calls booked, but our show-up rates and close rates are not where they should be, that usually means one thing: misalignment inside the funnel. If you want us to audit your funnel data and show you exactly why your business isn't scaling using real diagnostics instead of general advice, click the link in the description right now and book a call with our team. We'll diagnose the real problems and show you exactly where to focus your effort. Now let me show you how to actually fix the misalignment inside your VSL. Point number 3, the alignment VSL, 3 layers that fix misalignment. Most VSLs still follow the same old script. And that's fine if you're selling a $47 course, but for a serious premium offer, that structure leaves huge gaps in alignment. We use a 3-layer VSL framework designed specifically to fix an unclear promise, no buyer criteria, no commitment stack, and no investment math. Here's how it works. The first layer is belief disruption. You're not just naming their problem, you're challenging their beliefs about why they're stuck and what a VSL is actually supposed to do. In this layer, you call out who this is for and not for. Name the behaviors and mindset of your ideal buyer. Make it clear that if they don't match their profile, this is probably not for them. The wrong people feel politely pushed away, the right people feel seen and lean in hard. If you're watching this and been in business for a while, you know you've had clients in the past that you would prefer not to work with again. This fixes it and only attracts your ideal clients. Layer 2, methodology seeding. This fixes the promise and your commitment stack. The second layer is methodology seeding. You're walking them through a structured way of thinking that sharpens the promise, installs buyer criteria, and builds a commitment stack into the viewing experience. Now, your VSL isn't just selling an app, it's selling a methodology that only your ideal clients will fully appreciate. The third layer is investment justification. This is where you fix the no investment math problem. Then your premium price will always feel high, even when it's actually cheap compared to what they're losing. You're not pressuring them. You're giving them the numbers they need to make an educated business decision. When you do this right, by the time they hit your calendar, they understand the promise. They know whether they fit your buyer criteria. They've stepped through your commitment stack. They've already thought about the investment math. And at that point, the sale is mostly done. The call is about getting into details, fit, and timing, not convincing. So let's bring this together. The biggest VSL problem for premium offers is not that they're too entertaining or not entertaining enough. It's misalignment. Misalignment between the promise you make, the buyer you want, the commitments you ask for, and the investment you charge up. If your promise is fuzzy, your buyer criteria are non-existent, there's no commitment stack, and you never walk them through the investment math, you will keep getting views without revenue, applications without shops, and calls without closes. But when you fix those 4 pieces, your qualified shops and close rates rise. And that's exactly what you want, because a VSL for a premium offer should not be a vanity asset. It should be the first aligned step in your sales process. When your VSL, your offer, and your buyer are all aligned, your funnel stops feeling random. It starts behaving like a predictable revenue system. Now, if you're watching this and you know your marketing looks good from the outside, you've got the ads, you've got the VSL, you've got the book calls, but deep down there's misalignment in the system, your numbers prove it. Then here's the next step. Look, if you're tired of burning money on marketing that doesn't work, and you want us to analyze your entire revenue system using actual data instead of guesswork, click the link in the description right now and get on a call with us. We'll show you exactly what's leaking revenue and how to plug those holes. From there, you'll have a clear data-backed plan to realign your VSL and every other part of your funnel around the buyers who actually move the needle. We'll show you exactly what's leaking revenue and how to plug those holes. From there, you'll have a clear data-backed plan to realign your VSL and every other part of your funnel around the buyers who actually move the needle.